All righty, team. Again, guys, thank you so much for being here. Welcome to today's webinar. I'm really excited to go over this feature with you guys today. I know most of you guys have, like I said, I've spoken with a couple of you. We might have already spoken about what this new product can do within the workspace. So I'm really excited to get to show you guys what we can do with this Ask AI feature. Again, thank you for being here on time. Let's go ahead and get started. All righty, team. So welcome to today's webinar, guys. We're going to be going over our newly released Ask AI feature within the Care Patron workspace. Some of you might already know me. My name is Marco. I'm going to be your guys' host for today's webinar. We're going to be having a chance to ask questions by the end of today's webinar. So if you guys have any questions as we go about the presentation, feel free to write them down. I'll open up a Q&A section at the end so we can answer those questions for you guys. Okay. Honestly, today's presentation is going to be pretty hands-on, guys. We're going to dive right into the Ask AI feature. I'll make sure to go over the most important aspects of it, beginning with like context around how to use it, what each component does and what it means, how to navigate them, and also do some examples of what you guys can ask it to do. As it's in the name, it's our Ask AI feature, so you guys can request a couple of things from it, not just for your notes, but in your day-to-day work and questions that you might have about general medical knowledge. All right, so without any further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump over to our demo workspace so we can start taking a look at our Ask AI features, guys. Now, while you don't have the possibility of sending me a message, guys, you do have reactions, and I will be asking you a couple of questions throughout the webinar. If you guys could just help me by, sending a quick reaction when prompted, that will let me know that we have you guys engaged and we're ready to continue with the next steps. So to get started, guys, has anyone here had a chance to already take a look at the Ask AI feature? If you have, you could send me a quick reaction. It could be, a clapping emoji, thumbs up. Gotcha. Okay. I do see a couple of you guys in here. Already, I see some of you guys are raising your hand. That's perfect. All righty, guys. Great. I'm really glad to see that most of you guys have actually had a chance to see the Ask AI feature. So let's make sure we know exactly how to make it work. Okay, so let's jump into our Care Patron workspace. Give me a quick second, guys. I'm having a bit of lag here. And we will get started with the demo. All righty. And again, guys, if you could use your reaction to let me know when you guys can see my screen, that would be amazing. Give me a quick second. I'll let you guys know when I'm supposed to be sharing it. So here we go. And it should be showing up right now. Can you guys see my screen? Awesome. All righty. Perfect, guys. So let's go ahead and create a new event. We're going to go about this as if it were an actual situation where you guys have an event with a client and how you can use the Ask AI feature to prep for that event. Okay, so let's go ahead and create that event first. Let's add some attendees. Trusty Bobby, then we'll choose our team members. The service will be this one right here. And of course, our Care Patron video conferencing feature. Let's go ahead and create the event. That's it. And here we go, guys. All right. So first and foremost, guys, I want to make sure that we know how to get to that Ask AI. So to get to the Ask AI feature, guys, you do need to have a note open. It could be a blank note, or it could be an already existing template or note with a template in it. Components that appear in the Ask AI feature will be, depending on what you have, whether you have a template open, or if you have a completely blank note. So first, let's take a look at what shows up in the Ask AI for a blank note. So when you are in the Ask AI feature, in the note, guys, the Ask AI feature will be found on the right-hand side. This is the same placing whether you are here on this reduced view of the note, whether you're in full screen. It'll also show up over here. Even on mobile, if you guys take a look at a note on your phone, you'll be able to see the Ask AI feature there as well. Okay. Let's go ahead and click on that and let's open it up. I'll go ahead and go full screen for you guys as well. So since this is a blank note, our system will say, okay, we have a couple of things to get started with. Do we want to add a form field, meaning one of these over here, you know, a multiple choice option, a yes or no option, maybe some short text that we need to add here. It helps you if you need to create a new template, or if you guys want to pull up a note from a previous session, you can also go ahead and do that right now, as well as start with a template from the template library that's in your CarePatron workspace. If you guys have any questions about where to find your templates, I do highly recommend taking a look at the Help Center in the top right corner of your workspace. That question mark there will have a guide on everything within the CarePatron workspace. Feel free to reach out to our team if you have any questions about templates. Now, you can also go ahead and just write down anything. As it says right here, it says ask, write at, or search for anything in here. As I mentioned previously, guys, you have the possibility of not only asking questions about the client in question, but also about any general medical knowledge. Okay, so if there's anything you need to ask it about, you know, let's say, what are common, I don't know, ADHD symptoms? Let's go ahead and ask it that, and it'll start thinking, and it'll give me the information about that. You know, it could be any other piece of information about, you know, any other symptoms, any other, you know, background on anything. Our system is able to get you guys that information. More importantly, when it has to do with a client, when you need, you know, a previous note, you have the option to do that by either, you know, selecting open previous notes here. There we go. Let's say Bobby right here. Oh, yep. Bobby Doe. Yes. Now, I went about it this way, guys, just so you guys can see that our system won't kind of like hit a roadblock when it comes to the way that you guys input the information or ask the questions. It'll try to adapt. It'll try to make sure to understand what you guys are actually looking for. So it won't give up on you. It won't give up on the conversation. You guys have a chance to continue feeding it information to get you the information you need. In this point, since this is a demo, Bobby doesn't have any previous notes. It can't pull that up. But that's okay. If I go ahead and open up an already existing note, I'll be able to see more information, especially if there's already a template attached to it. So let's actually go over to another one of our clients over here. Let's take a look at John. Let's open up his documentation. And let's take a look at this SOAP note right here. So as you notice, we already have some information in here, right? If I go over to the Ask AI feature, the options are different now. So I can also summarize the note, the information that's already in here, fix the spelling or grammar, or change the tone to be more professional right in here, okay? These are things that you guys can just click on in action, and that will do, affect the entire note. And you don't need to, write down anything or create a new prompt for the system to do stuff. It already has the context of what you guys are most commonly going to be doing and what you need to do for the client and for the note. So all of these will be available from the start. Another cool feature that you guys can do, especially for these notes that already have information found in them, is, for example, if you guys wanted to just focus on, let's say, this assessment part of this SOAP note, and we want to, I don't know, get more information about it, or maybe summarize it or display it in a different manner, I can just go ahead and, as you noticed, highlight it and click on Ask AI. It'll bring that selected part of the text over to here and then tell me, what do we want to do? Do we want to summarize this? Do we want to check for spelling and grammar? Maybe check the tone, make it more concise, or I don't know, say treatment. Oh, I had a spelling error there. There we go. There we are. Alrighty. Now, this is the first option that you guys have. This is not the only one that you guys can create. So for example, if you go over this first option that it's offering you and you're like, I don't know if this is the one that works for me, you can always go ahead and click on this option here. That will rework the information that it's providing, and then it'll present it to you in a different way. Maybe change the wording, maybe change the order. After it's done that, what you guys can do is come back here to the presentation. Let's say you want to add this treatment plan to the SOAP note, right? What you need to do is move the cursor to where you want it to show up in that note and simply click Insert. Once you click Insert, you have the plan right down here, as well as all the information for the note right up here. Now, since we just interacted with a couple of the components that we have here, I do want to make sure that we go over what each one of them does. So first and foremost, this will make sure that you copy the information if you need to move it somewhere else. You also have the capability of letting us know if you liked the response that the system had. This helps us know how well our system is doing, and if we need to maybe double check some of the prompts that we have in there, some of the settings that we have in there to make sure that the way the system is working is it's doing exactly what you guys need it to do and is working in a way that doesn't cause more headaches. So the other thing you guys can do in here is also, as you noticed, insert the information that our Ask AI feature will provide for you guys. Or if you guys maybe did a session note that you guys kind of like just wrote down, it doesn't have a format, or it doesn't have really like, can't make heads or tails out of it, you could just bring it over to the Ask AI feature and be like, hey, could you help me out with this? Organize it in a creative treatment plan, or you could literally prompt it to do whatever it is that you need to do with that text, and it'll help you out. This really takes most of the heavy lifting off of your guys' hands when it comes to creating notes, when it comes to treating clients before they have the session. So before you have the session, what you can also come in here and do is ask the Ask AI feature. Give me a quick sec. Let me open up an entirely new note. Here we go. Full screen. Ask AI. Let's start with a template. I want to get started with my pre-work before the session. So yeah, I need to standard progress note. Alrighty, we have that ready to go. Now, once I have my session, I can just go ahead and fill this out. Once I'm done filling all of that out, I can then use the Ask AI feature, as I mentioned before. Now, guys, give me one quick sec, because I am having a bit of freezing over here. I do apologize for that. Okay, perfect. Now, the next thing, which is also pretty cool about this Ask AI feature, is that we've taken a look at information inside the workspace, right? It's taken the information from the notes that you've created before. It's taken information from the conversation itself that you're having with it through the Ask AI center right over here. But another thing you can do is you can import documents into the Ask AI feature, and it'll be able to analyze them for you. Okay, so you can do that by either dragging them into here or uploading them through this option down here in the bottom left corner of this text box. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'll upload an image so we can go ahead and see that. Ready? So we got that image there. And these are the prompts that it has automatically. So for example, if it were a Word document, let me go ahead and just quickly pull up a Word document for you guys to take a look at. It'll analyze the information and give you a summary of it. So give me a quick sec, and I'll pull that up for you guys. And I'll actually drag it in so you guys can see how that works. Ready? And let's come over here. Let's go ahead and open up an entirely new note, guys. There we are. Fantastic. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and move it over to this section here. And here we are. So I just added a document in here. The system has already, accepted it. It's in the conversation. there you go. Since this is a pretty basic document, guys, it just tells me, okay, this is the draft. There's no more content, but you'll notice it does take my prompt and shows me the information exactly as I requested it. Yeah, I'll go ahead and say, do you want me to get the contender? Yeah. Yes. Alrighty, so I'll go ahead and just import the document. Let's choose another one here so we can actually see more of that here. Alrighty. Let's open this one up. This is a PDF. And if a client, for example, were to send you guys a note or a document before you have a session with them, think of maybe like lab results, or if you referred them to another doctor and then they need to come back to you guys and that doctor provided like a summary or information for you guys in a PDF, a Word document, anything, an Excel file, you can bring it over to here and the system will say, okay, do you want me to explain what's in here? You guys don't even need to open it up on your end. You could just literally drag it over to here. As soon as you receive it, our system will go into the document. As you notice, it says thinking, and then it'll tell you, okay, so this document is basically this. It has this component. It's in, this is where you have in there. And from there, you can go ahead and say, can we create, I don't know, again, a treat plan for this patient based off that information. There we go. Oh, I had a misspell. Already, it's thinking about it. It's thinking about it. And in a couple of seconds, it'll have the treatment plan based off of that information. Now, one thing I can also do is check for spelling and grammar. There we go. It's revising the information. And in here, I could just do, here we go. And paste it here. There we go. Thinking, and it'll tell me if there's any mistakes and what I could go ahead and change. Now, guys, this works really great for like not just notes, but anything that has to do with your practice in general. If you guys had a session with a client that mentioned something that you guys maybe hadn't seen before, or it's something that you guys are, maybe you're barely starting your practice and you have a couple of questions about how to do processes with clients, or, you know, outside of care patron, anything that has to do with your day-to-day, with your, you know, everyday activities, guys, our Ask AI feature is here to help you guys out. It's not just here to revise, it's also here, you know, to provide some options as to what to do next. So for example, here, one thing I could do is, let me go ahead and create a treatment plan from this. Actually, let me rephrase this over here and say, like, for example, it could revise information outside of the workspace and be like, okay, how can I, let's see, what would be a good prompt? Oh, perfect. So it's telling me, again, I need the contact back to be able to check it. So let's go ahead and add our client intake again. This one right here. Open it up. Explain what this document is about. We'll go about it one more time, guys. Again, this is a different document, so it'll give me new information. Alrighty, team. Perfect. Yep. There we go. Previous notes. There it is. Oh, got a misspelling there. Here we go. It's thinking, and then it's saying, okay, I could definitely help with that. And yeah, Bobby, oh, actually just don't. Alrighty. Yes. And it should create those goals based off of Bobby's previously created notes. Okay, team. Let's give it a quick second to finish that up. And guys, if you want to go ahead and try some of these out as we're going about them here on the webinar, feel free to do that. You know, our system will be more than able to provide that, you know, that step by step alongside me as I go about these parts. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Awesome. Alrighty. I have more people coming in now. And one thing I do want to let you guys know is we're recording everything in this webinar. So if you guys do need to leave early and there's something that you maybe need to see but don't have a chance to get to, don't worry. I'll make sure to get you guys that recording tomorrow. And also, guys, I do want to highlight these two options right here, the thumbs up and thumbs down. The reason behind that is because your input is super important for us and our team when it comes to making sure that we work on this Ask AI and continue improving it so it has the best interaction for you guys every time. Okay, so if there's something in here where the information is not exactly what you needed, please go ahead and use this thumbs down feature, because that will let us know how our Ask AI feature is doing and let us know where the pain points are to work on them and make sure that we work those, update those, and make it a better experience for you. So here we are. It has the information. I already have the goals based off of Bobby Doe's previous notes. You can just, again, go ahead and insert this to an entirely new note and title it Bobby Doe's treatment goals. Yep, there we go. And complete. And here it is. We have the note available in Bobby's documentation. You can go ahead and share this with Bobby if you guys wanted to. Just click on share down here. Select Bobby. Let me see my clients. There we are. And send it over to Bobby. Okay. Alrighty, team, as we're hitting the halfway mark, I do want to go ahead and open up the floor for you guys. If you had any questions about the Ask AI capabilities at this point, if you guys want to go ahead and raise your hands, if you have any questions, I'll make sure to enable your guys' microphone so I can hear you guys out and you can ask your question. All right, Santa here. Perfect. Let me go ahead and provide the access for you to turn on your microphone. Give me a quick second. There we are. You should be able to turn your microphone on now, Santa.
Yes, I am. Thank you. So something that I noticed when I was working on templates is when I would try to type, it would auto populate, and then all of the, like, every time I type a word or a sentence, it would just spell it completely wrong, and then I'm having to keep going back, and it's just creating more work for me. And so I was wondering if there's a way to turn that feature off.
Got you. Okay. Could you? Can we do this? Can you send us a quick message through the help center so we can provide an option for you to record that behavior that you're mentioning? It shouldn't be doing that. So
Okay.
if it is happening, I'll go ahead and open up a conversation. We'll send you that recording feature, so you can just go ahead and quickly record what's going on. Our team will be able to see the back end of the system and what's causing the issue. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, Santa. Thank you for your question. Sabrina, go ahead. You should be able to open up your microphone now.
Yeah. So how do we, or is there the ability to take all of the recordings from our previous sessions rather than just taking the notes? Because not everything is in the notes from our sessions. Is there a way to do that rather than just the notes?
Yeah, so you can take any information from the transcriptions that you've had in the past that works really well with the AI scribe. What you notice the system will do is you can ask for those, can you go ahead and base this off of the past transcriptions? It'll just ask, okay, do we want to make sure it's Bobby or the client's name in this case? It'll ask a couple of confirmation questions just to make sure that it's pulling up the correct information. But yeah, I could definitely pull up the information from the transcriptions.
Okay, so for Ask AI, you just ask for them to pull up the transcriptions rather than notes.
Yeah, so it's exactly, instead of doing what I did where it's like, could you do this based off of the previous notes, just prompt it to say based off of the previous transcriptions. If you hit a bug or if you hit any issue, again, reach out to the help center, let us know about it. We'll make sure to get to work on it, and we'll make sure to fix it as soon as possible so you have that access to those files, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you as well, Sabrina. Alrighty, let's see, who do we have next? All right, Sharon, feel free to open up your microphone. You should be able to
Hi.
talk to us now.
So I'm wondering, I've got it to create letters to the referring providers. How can I export that letter to my fax app, or how can I export it to save it on a file so I can send it to the doctors?
Definitely. What you can do is go through the insert option that we were seeing there before into a note, and then you can go ahead and download it as a PDF file that you can use, however it is that you need it, send it to another system, send it directly to the client, whatever it is that you need to do, you can just go ahead and import it to that note, download it, and you'll have that capability.
Okay, so I'm in the note, and where do I import it? Because I clicked on the three dots and it just says duplicate, lock, print, delete.
Gotcha. So you already have the note open.
So I have the note open, and I asked AI and it created a letter for me based on the notes that I had. So now I want to export this letter that it created for me to file it. Whereabouts within the note can I do that?
So it could be, you can either insert it or you can replace it, so you can go ahead and just send that letter based off of the note that you created. One thing you can do, and what I recommend doing, is insert it to the note that you have it on right now.
Yes,
so you
I did
can
that.
save it there, and then open up an entirely new note, copy it to that new note, and then go ahead and click on this option here to share it to the client.
Okay, click on which option? Sorry.
Right next to complete,
Okay.
there is like a kind of arrow icon there, and if you hover over it, it says share. You just click on that and follow the steps to share it to the client, and you'll be able to get them that letter.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you for the question, Sharon. All righty. Let's see. Okay, Lori, go ahead and open up your mic. You should be available to do that now.
Thank you so much. I'm
My
curious if AI can help us with the golden thread and helping us with making sure that the upcoming session, we're continuing that golden thread from the treatment plan, and we're continuing that onto our notes, and we're referring back to the treatment plan. Would that just need to be done via like manual prompting, or is there a way to, I don't know, turn that on?
At this time, it does have to be manual prompting, Lori. However, we are working on, updating and upgrading the capabilities within the Ask AI feature. So one thing I'll definitely do is I'll share this with the team. So if they don't have it in mind, they could definitely, add that to part of the Ask AI feature for the future. So it could be easier for you guys to just streamline that process without having to go through, manually inputting the information. At the time, you do need to manually input it though. Thank you for your question, Lori. All righty, let's see, who else do we have here? All right, Destiny, feel free to go ahead and open up your mic. I'll be more than happy to answer your question.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. I had the same experience with the first person with trying to type. I'm new to this, by the way. I just got the system, and so I'm still figuring a lot out as a speech therapist and how to like upload templates to make them work for me. I was having a lot of problems with the uploading the templates and trying to get it to be user friendly, and I think it's a glitch in the system is what's happening whenever you start to type and then it jumbles all the letters up. So if they get that figured out, then I'd love to know what the answer is. But how do we go about, like, if we're trying to use the AI to take the templates that we have, like I was doing everything with Word documents for my intake forms previously, if we can't get it to, I guess, be compatible with the system, like the format's not working when we try to upload it through AI, what is our other option, I guess, for that?
For sure. what I always recommend doing is reach out to us through the help center, and we'll help you guys create that template. Whether we have the team created for you, or we hop on a quick call with you and create the template together, we will be right there to help you guys out with that.
Okay, perfect. And then the other question I have is for, I have a private pay practice, so I do like a same day pay discount. And was previously using Square, and they have the option to add discounts. I don't see that through Stripe, but how should I do it? Do I create like a separate service that like maybe the same code, but I would have a different price, or what is the best option for doing like a discount
For
on
sure.
a pay?
Great question, and you are on the right track. So what you need to do in that case, since you have the capability of editing the invoices and the information for those services through that invoice, with just affecting that invoice, not the entire service, one thing you can do is create a new service line in that same invoice, literally call it same day payment discount, and you can enter a negative amount, meaning how much is going to be discounted from that total that they should be paying, and our system will do that calculation automatically, and in the total, it'll take that discount into account, and it'll show that, you know, the already discounted price for having paid for that same day session, or for the same day payment. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I guess if it's a percentage, that's a different thing. It's harder to do if it's a percentage because there's no way to do a percentage off.
Yeah, that is correct. At the moment, we don't have the capability of adding a negative percentage in that sense, but if you guys, you do have the capability of doing that manually. If you can do the quick calculation, you can go ahead and add it there. I'll definitely talk to the team. Since you, as you said, Square offers that capability. We work with Stripe. We could definitely contact Stripe to see if that's something that they are planning to do, if they do have the capability, what the status is on that, to see if we can have that for you guys as well.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I know that might not be applicable for everybody, but you know.
Thank you. Hey, whoever it also helps, thank you so much for asking that question, Destiny. Let's see who else is here asking your questions. Okay, I have Melissa. Go ahead, Melissa.
Hi, Marco. Thank you so much for doing this today. Super helpful.
My
Two
pleasure.
Two questions. One is I just went into a client's file, started a new note, and asked it to create an updated treatment plan based on previous notes. And it said that feature wasn't available yet. So I saw it work on yours, but I'm not sure if like that's been like
Gotcha. Okay.
broadcast to everybody or not. But so I guess it's maybe more of a comment because it seems like that should be the same thing what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. Then I'll reach out to help as well.
Please do. And one thing I recommend, sorry to cut you off, Melissa,
You're
before
good.
we get to the second question. Try refreshing the workspace a couple of times.
Okay.
It might still be on a previous version of the workspace, and you know, refreshing it gets you to the newest version.
Fair
If
enough.
it still persists, reach out to the help center. We'll be more than happy to help you out.
Sounds great. Second question is I see couples.
Okay.
And so a lot of times when I'm doing a note for a couple's session, I want the same note in each of their charts. You know, if I see them individually, like in the beginning of my sessions with couples, I will see them individually. And so I do not put that note in the couples, you know, in both. I'll just keep it in that one person. But if both people are in the same session, I want the same note in both of their charts. So my question is, right now I'm kind of like writing two notes in each chart, and that's taking a lot of time. Can the AI feature do that, or is there another way to populate a note from one client's chart into another if they're connected somehow?
For sure. One thing I would recommend doing is adding one of them or both of them as contacts of each other, as in the relationship section of their patient profile, their client profile, sorry.
Okay.
What that does is you can have the possibility of granting them access to the portal. More than the portal, it's the information that's in there. So any note that you've shared with a client is sent to the portal, right? If you give the other person, this like the second half of the couple, access to their couple's portal, they'll be able to access that note right there. You can write a single note
Sorry, so I don't want them to actually have, I don't actually want them to have access to the notes. I just want the same note to be populated in their document, in each of their documentations in the chart.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Let me double check with the team to see if we can create like a, I think you can definitely duplicate the note, but assigning it to the other client is what I'm not 100% sure on, Melissa. Let me
Okay.
double check that with the team. I'll get back to you. I have your email, Hill, so I'll just reach out in a quick email to tell you what they tell me, okay?
Great, thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you for asking. Great questions.
Sorry to interrupt, Melissa. I actually know the answer to that.
Oh, thank you.
Sabrina, go right ahead. Awesome.
For what I do is I have one of them as the client and the other as the contact in the relationships, and you add them both into the appointment, and
Uh-huh.
then make sure that it like auto populates with the AI note that you have, and it should go into both of them.
Oh,
Just make sure they're both in the appointment.
okay. Okay, interesting. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I love this. This is awesome. Thank you so much, Sabrina. And thank you, Melissa, as well. I know you have your hand up, Sabrina, so go ahead if you have another question.
Oh, yeah. Is there a way for the Ask AI to create like fillable documents for the clients to respond to?
It can. However, I do think the capability is not released just yet because we just released the template AI. So I think the team is just like finishing up that capability through the Ask AI feature.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'll follow back on that as well. Like I know they just released the AI template feature import feature, and like they kind of like piggybacking off of that to be able to have it through the Ask AI. But I do know it's not yet available.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you for the question, Sabrina. Guys, anybody else? Any other questions? Anything at all? Alrighty. Looks like we are good for now. That's okay, guys. Like I said, we're going to be reaching. Oh, gotcha. Thank you, Jessica. Go right ahead. Feel free to open up your mic.
Hi, this is related and also a little bit somewhat related because it has to do with notifications of the clients and sending them reminders. I see that's like coming soon. I'm wondering if that's going to have any interconnectivity with the AI or like how much we'll be able to customize that in the future.
Gotcha. So those workflows, you guys can go ahead and manually change yourself. I think that's what you're mentioning, right? The reminders that are showing up is coming soon down here. These, I mean, you can definitely interact with the AI and ask about, the reminders that have been sent. However, when you set these up, guys, you don't really need the AI to get involved outside of just like knowing about them existing. Once you set them up, our system will automatically send them out. And remember, through here, you have the capability of editing the information that's in the reminder itself. So if you want to change the message here, the content, the subject of the email itself, you can go ahead and change that as well. The theming around it, but yeah, it doesn't really involve the AI when it comes to these workflows. It's more about our system and the automated capability of sending these reminders. We already had basic reminders set up, guys. What these workflows do is just give you more access to the content and being able to change it. What I can definitely do, Jessica, is ask the team if we have any plans in the future to like integrate both of them or have a capability for the Ask AI feature to change the information in the workflows. For now, you do need to make the changes directly through the workflows management section here in the settings option. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, Jessica. Melissa, go right ahead.
Okay, sorry, me again.
You're good.
Two more quick questions. One might seem silly, but it's fine. So does this have the capability to help like with intake paperwork and forms that we send to clients? So like if I'm needing to update a form for some reason, or I'm wanting to combine two forms, can I ask it to do that in this system?
That's a great question, Melissa. Yeah, it can help you out with that. However, I would always recommend whatever it gives you, just double check it and make sure that it fits what you need. The reason why is because even though it can grab all the context about your client's information, about your previous notes, about what you write in them, it still lacks, as with any AI, it still lacks the nuance of the human touch. So just make sure, yeah, ask it to do all of that stuff, but double check the result to make sure that it actually is what you need it to be.
Okay. And I'm adding another question too. So
That's
this is
okay.
all, I'm assuming this is all HIPAA compliant.
100%. That's a
Okay.
super important question. Thank you so much for asking it, Melissa.
Uh-huh.
Our system will not grab any information from any workspace outside of the workspace that you're using.
Okay.
Meaning, if you ask it questions about like general medical knowledge, it'll only grab information from outside our workspace to get you that, not from any of the other workspaces connected to Care Patron.
Okay.
Same goes for, you know, suggestions with your clients. It'll only grab information of your clients in your workspace. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that kind of leads into my my other question, which is I do pay well, I have a version of this that I use for other things as well, not just for, you know, clinical, like when I had to
Gotcha.
renew my, for example, when I had to renew my liability insurance and I didn't understand something in there, I asked AI to help explain it to me. Can this be used for other stuff other than just, you know, like, can it be used kind of like Chat GPT or is, okay, I just didn't know if it was like specific to Care Patron or if it could be used for other things as well, which might sound silly, but.
No. It's a great question. Honestly, it's one of those things that might seem like it's super simple, but it's a bit more complicated than you think. Because yeah, it, like, for example, when it comes to the knowledge or the context information that it has, it only grabs it from, like, when it comes to your clients or like specific information about your clients, it only uses the workspace information.
Okay.
These questions about general knowledge about something outside of what's in your Care Patron workspace can also be, you know, can get help from our Ask AI, because again, it's not compromising anybody else's workspace. It's just taking information from the internet, like ChatGPT, any place where it can find that information and give you that context. In this case, if you have, like, you noticed a file that you can go ahead and drag in there and just say, like, what is this file about? Can you explain what I need to do? It'll just grab the information from that file, analyze it, and then tell you, hey, Melissa, you need to do this, this, and this based off of the information on that file. You also need to go about doing this. So it could definitely help you with any sort of document that you upload into it, not just like medical or having to do with your clients.
Okay, great. Thank you.
For sure. Thank you for that question. Great questions, Melissa. Yeah, guys, again, just wanted to reiterate, this Ask AI feature is 100% HIPAA compliant. You guys don't need to worry about the information being used outside of the workspace. It's just the information in your workspace is only available to you. Okay? Through that Ask AI. Alrighty, team. We are at the end of today's session. Thank you again so much for being here. As I mentioned before, and before you guys go, please feel free to reach out through this help center up here if you guys have any questions as you go about using the Ask AI feature or any of our other features in the Care Patron workspace. In there, you'll have our team. You have a chat option to, you know, get quick support if you need to. You have articles with, you know, breakdowns of how to set up everything in your workspace. More importantly, especially with this Ask AI feature, feel free to reach out through there and ask us if you have any, you know, difficulties using it, if it's a bit confusing. Share your feedback. We will be super happy to, you know, receive that feedback. At the end of the day, it's very valuable because it's how we can get better and make sure we have a better product for you guys, you know, moving forward. So again, guys, thank you for being here. I'll make sure to send you guys the recording of today's webinar so you guys can have it. Feel free to share it with the rest of your team. Feel free to share it with other people you know might be interested, that might be looking for a system like this. We will be more than happy to, you know, provide any other assistance that you guys need as well. Thank you so much for being here, guys. It's been a pleasure. Be on the lookout for that email tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.